Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Happy to have you back as always. Today we're going to be discussing a bit of a heavier topic potentially, and also how things on social media can get taken out of context and twisted and the whole nine yards. Now this is going to be an open discussion about whether or not we got gaslit out of what we saw with our own eyeballs, or a social media viral moment gone wrong where people twisted and created a false narrative and ran with it. We got a lot to discuss, so let's go, guys. So if you were on social media last week, you might have logged onto TikTok and saw people talking about this dad and son in bed together and this infamous video going around. We're going to watch it here in a couple seconds, and I want to offer a huge trigger warning to any survivors of CSA, or if that is a highly sensitive topic for you and you just can't handle it, I suggest you click out of this video and I will catch you in the next one, because you taking care of you first and your mental health is what is always most important. I believe it was over the weekend. My daughter came up to me and she's like, I just saw this video and it was really cringy and I don't know, and people are running with it, and she logged on and saw people talking about it and then saw the video and she showed it to me. And at first I was like, okay, well, oftentimes people on social media take things and twist them way out of context. Just on this channel alone, and what we've covered with the dad and daughter dream team and then various other family vloggers, we've kind of seen the spectrum of, wow, this is wildly inappropriate and what are you doing, to that's just a parent showing affection to their child, which a lot of people tend to make a problem when there isn't one. A parent showing affection to their child is needed for that child, for their safety, their development. That is not the problem. The problem is when it goes too far and when things can be misconstrued, or even just when a video is seen and so little context is given, but what it looks like and what it sounds like is not very pleasant. So again, final warning, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the video here, and then we're going to discuss and we're going to look at this mom's response to things, because like I said, she just came on and she tried to justify it as a father showing affection, and we'll get into that after. So let's take a look at this infamous video of a dad and a son in bed under the covers together wrestling.
Hey! I'm sorry, you guys are grown adults.
I'm trying to look at his phone.
Huh?
He was over here smiling at his phone.
Oh yeah?
Let me see.
Why you want to smile?
Huh?
You don't need to smile.
What do you mean?
You're an old man.
I ain't no old man. Ciao, cuz. Bonding with my son. I miss this nigga.
So that was the clip that a lot of people have a problem with, and the justification is that they walked by his room, he was smiling goofily at his phone, and they wanted to go and disturb that and see what he was smiling goofily about. And I saw this video from another creator, Danielle, who covered this, and I highly suggest you go and check out her video. She is a CSA survivor, so she has a very unique and valuable perspective behind this type of content. And she made an excellent point in saying that even that alone, you jumping in his bed because you see him smiling at his phone, is weird.
Okay, so far what we know from what she has described is, according to her, I guess her son was laying in the bed scrolling on his phone and he was smiling. Okay, so that must mean he's talking to a girl. So let's jump on him and embarrass him. Okay, first of all, I don't understand why parents do that. Like, let your kids, especially your teenagers, are going to have a social life. And it's weird that you try to intervene with that, unless there's like a dangerous situation, right? Like they're hanging out with the wrong crowd, or they're trying to get pregnant as a teenager or something like that. Yeah, intervene then. Sure. If they are doing something really, really stupid and you think embarrassing them is going to make them not do the stupid thing, sure. But like, doing this whenever your kid is just simply existing and you have to disrupt that existence is so weird to me.
But on top of that, it's the vibes. It's the shock when she walks in the room, the high-pitched, oh, hey, the trying to adjust the blankets so his bottom half doesn't come uncovered.
And you can hear what sounds like the dad saying something along the lines of, oh yeah, just like that, or oh yeah, take it.
I dare take that. I dare take that.
Those are the red flags that people picked up on, and it made them really uncomfortable. And I didn't see this or hear it in the first time that I watched this because I watched it with the sound off. But Danielle says that there is an audible pop noise when mom walks in filming and they get caught wrestling under the covers.
I dare take that. Hey! Hey!
And like a suction pop, like a mouth coming off of something, like when that kind of pop. So that's why people really started to run with this narrative of, whoa, what the heck is going on here? And they found out that this guy is a coach. So this guy is around minor children very often. And now this weird interaction was filmed with his son. And another thing that people noted was this man is always so incredibly serious. If you scroll back on their page, you'll find multiple pictures and videos of him with just a straight face. He looks angry at the world. This is one example here, bringing the New Year's with my best friend and forever love. He's frowning, for goodness sakes, in this New Year's happy picture. Well, they're in a gym. I don't know what this context is. But that's the vibe in most of his pictures. So for him to be smiling and like, it's just a weird vibe and feels like a little bit of overcompensation. Now we're going to go ahead and look at the mom's response to this because I think it is very telling. I don't know what it is, but it is basically trying to gaslight us into, nope, they were just wrestling. There's nothing wrong with showing your kids affection and cuddling your kids and blah, 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 whatever else she chooses to say. We'll just watch together. And a lot of people are wondering if she's just naive or if she's complicit in all of this. Because realistically, that didn't look like cuddling. That didn't look like this innocent little cuddle sesh. The movements, the adjustments, the trying to stay covered and under the cover and his lower half under the cover, kind of desperately trying to keep it on. Those are the red flags that people were picking up on. And like I said, Danielle brought up the fact that there was a pop when they noticed that mom walked in the room. A audible suction release pop. Okay? Now, maybe we are all just seeing things and twisting things and taking things out of context. Maybe. That happens all the time on the internet. But for that clip, when I first saw it, made me so viscerally uncomfortable, like dad and daughter 2.0 type vibes. It's just there's something about it and his vibes that just don't feel right. And right off the hop, for this 7-minute video, she's reading a script. Now, a lot of this video you'll see is the justification and cultural differences. If this was just her speaking from the heart, her experience, I don't think she needed a script, right? So people are really sus about the fact that she wrote a script for this and couldn't just come on and be like, no, it was a misunderstanding. He was just on his phone and we were playing a joke on him and I decided to, So I don't know. Let's decide together.
A few weeks ago, I posted a video of my husband and son wrestling around in the bed. So we just got home from watching his championship football game, and we walked by his room, and we noticed he was smiling down at his phone. So one of those smiles where you know that he's most likely smiling at a girl. So my husband jumped in the bed to try and look at his phone to see why he was smiling so big for it.
See, and that too. Right off the hop, we were walking by the room and we see him smiling at his phone. So my husband jumped into bed with him. Well, if I wanted to do that to my kid, I would jump into bed. Sure, I wouldn't be under the cover though. I would be on top of the cover, jump on the bed and then go and try and grab their phone. This is so funny. Like, not that it is. But why was he under the cover freaking like spooning him? That's the disconnect.
In the midst of all this, I whipped out my phone because, we're content creators.
Content creators.
It was funny, it was hilarious, and it was wholesome to see my son and his dad just wrestling around in the bed, even at their big old age. Total fail, because not even 1 hour later, my video was going viral, but for the wrong narrative. People started commenting on my post, how disgusting this video is, yada yada, the most horrible and disgusting comments. And
I really like narrative and yada 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 instead of yada. I love those little
people resharing,
quirks.
reposting with their own narrative of false accusations. Are getting hundreds of DMs, hundreds of tags, people threatening us, saying that they're calling the FBI, the local police, calling the football chapter that my husband coaches at. The police even knocked on our door about 2 weeks ago and explained to us that they received many complaints about this video and that we need to be checked on. So they interviewed each one of our kids and asked us, where is the kid on the video? And both my husband and I started laughing, saying, you mean our adult child who is 20 years old? The police started laughing, saying the accusations were that he was a minor child. We had a good laugh with the police, sharing our thoughts and our concerns about this false narrative that's going viral. They completely understood and they apologized for having to interrupt our family time, and they left.
Okay, so that caught my attention. She basically says, what, do you mean our adult son? And to me, it insinuates that they didn't bother to talk to the son. They didn't bother to interview them. And I commented this on Danielle's video, I believe, because it was like, wait, they came in and it was about this kid and then they didn't even talk to him. And yes, he's an adult. Sure, fine. And I got a reply to my comment being like, well, what else did you want? Like, what more context could he give? There's still minor children in that house. And if there is something nefarious going on, maybe it's just with the eldest son. I don't know. Who knows? But if there is something else going on, wouldn't it be due diligence to talk to the person who was in the video to make sure nothing was going on? And obviously, not a whole lot can be done because he is an adult, even if there's weird stuff going on. I don't know where these people are from. I don't know if that's legal here because there is places in the United States that's legal for some reason. Don't know. But regardless, there are still minor children in this house. So don't you think that it would have been a good idea to have interviewed him anyway? Maybe he wouldn't have much else to add to the conversation, you're right, but to make sure that everything was okay, because maybe he is a victim and has been a victim for X amount of years of his father, and this mother is just completely naive to all of that. We don't know. We don't know.
All this because of a pushed narrative on a 28-second video of my husband and son, what meant to be a wholesome, quote-unquote, you're never too old to still get affection from your dad, or quote-unquote, boys will be boys, but dad's still checking on her phone, quote unquote, Pacific Islanders with their grown kids, to the most horrible, disgusting accusations.
So I will kind of side with her on that. There are a lot of people who think that showing affection to children is not okay, and various levels of affection, even giving hugs. I saw it a lot on the dad and daughter dream team coverage where it's like, my dad wouldn't even wear shorts in front of me, or my dad wouldn't even, by the time I hit this, my dad wouldn't do this and stuff like that. Now, as someone who grew up with a French family, we give the kiss on two cheeks. We show that kind of affection. I understand what she's saying, that things can be weird for people. I was close with my dad. I gave my dad hugs up until adulthood, until he died, and would still to this day kill for a hug from my dad and to just be able to like cuddle up to him on the couch. I don't think that it's inherently wrong for adults to show affection to their children and vice versa, even adult children. However, that video was not just a dad and son playing and wrestling. It was silent when she walked in. If they were actually wrestling around, having a fun old grand old time, you'd think there would be some noise. And if they were, and it was all just this joke, why did the kid go to hide his face again? Why did he, why was there that level of shame there? Maybe because dad's in bed with him and mom's filming. Fair.
But they're content creators, so this is their everyday life. This is what they do.
You know, there's just still a disconnect there. And for her to try and say, hey, our culture shows affection to our adult kids without realizing how that video wasn't it, is just a weird disconnect, in my opinion.
People have taken the time to find all of our social media, our TikTok accounts, our Instagram accounts, and our Facebook accounts, just to comment on our post with hateful comments and messaging us with horrible, threatening accusations. I had taken down the video for one reason and one reason alone. I realized that the disgusting narrative social media was pushing, my kids and my family would be reading these disgusting and horrible threatening comments. So because I'm a mother, and I'm a mother first before anything else, I protected my family and I removed the video.
That's really rich from someone who posts her family on social media and exploits her children on social media. She's a mother first and foremost, so she's going to protect her children at all costs, yet posts her children in such a light that it can be taken negatively on social media. She posts her children at all on social media. Okay.
Block the people that were sending me hateful comments and reposting this horrible narrative. And I wanted to send this post today so that everyone can understand where we are going from as a Pacific Islander family. Some individuals have misunderstood or misinterpreted this interaction. But I want to clarify that as Pacific Islanders, our love and respect for our children know no bounds, regardless of their age. In our culture, such as playful and affectionate behavior is a testament to the close bonds that we share, and it is rooted in a deep sense of love and care. Just as much as we love our kids, we will also protect our kids. I should not have taken that video down, but because the world portrayed it one way and we realized social media was pushing a disgusting, horrible, and misconstrued narrative for the sake of our kids reading the comments, we took it down. Unfortunately, in today's world, parenting is different nowadays, where hugging and kissing and bonding with your children is not normal. But it most definitely is in the Pacific Islander community. Unfortunately, in today's society, there has been a troubling tendency to misconstrue expressions of fatherly love and family closeness, often viewing them through a suspicious lens. I want to reaffirm.
And that's true. That's true. Whenever you see parents on social media expressing just genuine love for their children, it can get twisted and misconstrued and taken completely out of context, even if it's just normal affection. I agree with her there, but the fact that she doesn't see a problem with the video that she posted and she doesn't see how it was off at all, the deflection is weird. It's weird, but I do agree with her. People take things and twist them into something that they're not when it's just normal parental affection. A big thing for me was with the Churkos. A lot of people were upset that Nick was cuddling his kids. And it's like, I don't know. I don't think that's weird. Is it weird to film it and post it to the internet? Yes, absolutely that's weird. Because people don't need to see you expressing affection to your children. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't think that's necessarily weird or crossing any weird ass boundaries. Children need affection from their parents. Right? So it's like, it's a catch-22, really, but she's right. She's right. Parenting nowadays, in today's society, everyone will find something wrong with what you're doing. Even if you're the best parent, your kids are the most adjusted and everything, they will find something wrong with you. That's what social media has come to.
That our love is genuine, sincere, and unconditional, grounded in the values that have been passed down through generations. We, as Pacific Islanders, are a people who embrace joy, playfulness, and unwavering love and support for our children. We will always stand by them and express our love openly and without reservation. It is our culture to remain close and affectionate, and we refuse to allow the distorted perceptions of this modern world to tarnish the authentic
Guys, we're living in distortion. Did you hear that?
expressions of family love. We remain committed to sharing content that reflects our values and clean, wholesome, and rooted in family unity. Thank you for your
There's
continued
someone
support
snoring.
and understanding, and please continue to follow us for more positive and family-oriented content as we always have provided. Thank you.
Okay, so that was her interesting response, to say the least, to everything. And then I kind of went on a bit of a deep dive into things because I was curious as to the continued response to this incident. And here is one thing that I found. It says, to all our fans and Delulus trolling our page, enjoy. Let me hit another million for that money.
Look how nosy people are. Friend request.
So it says follow requests right here, 410 follow requests. And I believe that's to the dad's social media account specifically.
Follow request 400 plus, 409 plus. That's crazy.
Not Brick Baby. That's my coach. Everybody else though.
That's crazy.
Nosy.
Go troll on someone else's page.
Nosy.
God, they're trying to deflect so hard. I just like...
Nosy.
You have something to say to your fans? They're fans at this point.
So that was the response to starting to get some of the backlash and stuff, you know, and here's the dad. This is a story post. POV, the corner liquor store is basically the neighborhood reunion spot, unbothered by the circus. So he was posting for quite some time that he's so unbothered, which makes you think that he's pretty bothered. Not gonna lie, right? And on his page, he started posting people who were calling him out. Next in the clown line, this one contacted all the organizations I deal with as far as children, and they all laughed because some of you tards, super classy using slurs, these people are just super classy, or this man, I should say, don't understand that background checks are done to deal with any youth. Yeah. Just because you did something creepy doesn't mean you've ever been caught for your creepy actions. Yet. I passed everything, clown. Why would I not pass? The internet POV. I believe this clown is also the one who sent the police to my home. Her hopes, and a lot of your hopes, were that I would get arrested. Nope, the officers came and we shared a huge laugh and directed at the rest of you clowns. Hashtag surf. Kiss, hashtag FYP, hashtag police. The devil is alive on social media, clown. So for someone who's not bothered, he sounds really bothered. And I want to read you guys some comments that they were receiving because it's just exactly. These people are trying to deflect so hard. Before we look at the comments though, here's another post he posted. I wonder how many people see me in the suggested friends and are like, that asshole. So he's already calling himself an a-hole and knows that throughout his life, this is how people see him as. And now he's trolling the trolls on TikTok and on social media, you know? Blessed and unbothered by the guppies. Again, you sound super bothered by continuously posting about it. We won't ever forget. Why were you so concerned with making sure the bottom half of your body was covered with a blanket if you were covered appropriately? Why, if you were wrestling playfully, was it not loud and playful like wrestling usually is? Why was the son so quiet? So that person posted like on every single post. Why did they look shocked to see you? And you can even see his bum out and him trying to cover his bum. So tell us, why was your husband trying to keep the covers on himself? Why? BFFR. Lady, we all know what was going on there and has been going on since he was a child. You can blah, blah, blah as much as you want. As a survivor of CSA, I know. Shame on you. Bunch of red flags. And why was he trying to keep the covers on his ASS? Exactly. Like, he was trying so desperately to adjust those covers to keep them pulled over himself. If they were just wrestling playfully, the covers wouldn't be laying on top of you. They would be strewn about. There's no way that it would just be covering you, and it was silent and all the things, right? Nope. Don't be this woman, please. No shade, simple concern. There's a problem here, a big one. This is crazy. Watch you regret taking this lightly. Denial is crazy. Narrative. I don't believe you. Girl, be for real. Your husband gives a dream team dad vibes. Yeah, that's what I said. Why are you reading? Exactly. If this is her truth and their truth, why would you need to write and then read it? Speak your truth from the heart and from reality, right? ChatGPT, some of it at least. This is crazy. Watch you regret taking things. Oh yeah, that's what I said. So those are some of the comments calling her out. It's like, okay, if they were just wrestling, then that's one thing, of course. And of course, again, we're on social media. People take things out of context all the time or assume things or whatever the case may be. But I don't know. I saw what I saw. It made me uncomfortable. But I want to know what you guys think down below. Do you think that that was weird as well? Or do you think that everyone is just running with this false narrative and taking things completely out of context and that they're just showing affection to their child? There's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, it made me viscerally uncomfortable. I didn't like what I saw, and I don't know. But I also know that on social media, people can take things out of context. People can call things out that aren't necessarily a problem, and then you get people that just dogpile onto that as well. So I wanted to bring it to you guys to see what your thoughts are. Let me know. But that's what I have for you for today's video. I hope you enjoyed despite the content this time. Not that there was a whole heck of a lot to enjoy, I don't think. And don't forget to like and subscribe before you head out. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.